that leaves guys like Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, Chris Boucher, and it's probably not a coincidence that we've seen quite a bit of those guys coming off the bench recently as the Raptors showcase them, and especially for somebody like Bruce Brown, who is pretty coveted, I would say, from contending teams around the league and has missed so much time this year. It's important to show teams that, yes, he is healthy and he can still help somebody down the stretch of the season. He's been playing really well recently. I think it's going to be tough just with his contract, $23 million expiring, to find a team that's able and willing to match the salary. But all that is to say the Raptors are looking to add more in terms of assets, second-round picks, maybe even a first-round pick for some of those expiring contracts and some of those vets. So I wouldn't expect them to be anywhere as busy as they were at this time last year, but they are certainly expected to be active here over the next 2+ weeks.
Josh, thanks very much. Warren, let's get to this game. You're talking about the Magic with a good defensive structure. Last week when the Raptors won the back-to-back games here, especially in the Boston game, their defensive structure was impressive. So this is a good test.
I mean, to say the least, right? I mean, this is a game where, you know, you're playing a team that's very good and structured defensively. They're sound. They rotate well. They guard the paint well, and that's a strength in the area of the Toronto Raptors. So, I mean, you got one strength, which is the Raptors getting out in transition, against another team's strength, which is their half court. We'll see how well they do in that area. But they're long, they're athletic, and both of these teams are relatively youthful. So, you know, it's gonna be a test of both. And I also think the fact that Scottie could have been on the Orlando Magic, or Jalen Suggs could have been a Raptor. I also think that's a little bit of flair in the mix as well. And in this recipe, we'll see what the finished product, is when the chef makes the food.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to eat.
It's starting to simmer now, isn't it? We'll come back with Countdown to Tip-Off next. This is Raptors Game Night on TSN 1050.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito? My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans, and we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you, with Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada. They are one of the largest nonprofit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They could help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-656-7129. That's 1-800-656-7129. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-656-7129. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-656-7129. Ontario license number 4705786.
You may have heard on the news that visits to Ontario food banks are at an all-time high. To illustrate this, I have some dimes here. One dime represents one visit to a food bank. And these dimes represent visits by people you may even know. Now, here's how many more food bank visits there are every day. Alarming, isn't it? But you can help. Every dime you donate to Feed Ontario will help Feed Ontario support more than 1,200 food banks and hunger relief organizations. Please, give now at feedontariotogether.ca for the big change your pocket change can make.
This year, warm up to winter in Ontario. To romantic trips, cozy cabins, warm up to some cool adventure, skiing, ice climbing, skate trails, snowshoeing. Chill out by a fire, sipping ice wine, going to a food festival, or a resort. Winter in Ontario. We're warming up to you. Plan it now at destinationontario.com.
This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here.
And back home for a game tonight against the Orlando Magic. Welcome to Tangerine Raptors basketball from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy high above the action, going now to Paul Jones and Javon Shepard. And Jonesy, the Magic 9-13 on the road, the Raptors 9-13 on home court. What does it add up to?
Well, we'll see, Jim. The Raptors have been good, 3-2 in January at home. And as I said earlier, I guess that was one of our conversations off the air, the ones that people pay for. The Raptors
gotta pay a premium too.
The Raptors only turning the ball over an average of 13 times a game, whereas before they were turning it over big time, and that is key tonight as Orlando's third in the NBA in forcing turnovers. The Magic starting lineup has just been introduced. Tristan Da Silva, our first look in Toronto at Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., the veteran and NBA champion Kendavius Caldwell-Pope, and Anthony Black. The lights down, and Toronto getting set to be introduced to the crowd. A little bit of jump in the building tonight, Javon. The Raptors have been playing well over the last 5 or 6.
A little energy in here.
Raptors starting lineup about to be introduced, and we'll tell you that tonight's starting lineup is driven by Subaru. Get out in winter with standard, symmetrical, full-time, all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Well, it's cold outside, and let's hope the Raptors have two hands on the wheel and can keep it on the road tonight against the Orlando Magic. Be great to see them get a win. They're wearing the City Edition uniforms, commemorated by the Vince Carter between the legs jam on the front of the uniform. Here's Mark Strong, the man they call Strizzy, and he will give you the first 5 for the hometown Raptors.
We the North, born and bred, bringing the saga to the 6. It's time for number 9, R.J. Barrett. Going hard at the point guard, rocking number 45. Time to get it on with Davion Mitchell. Wearing the big number 19 at center, Mr. Double-Double. Let's hear it for Jakob Poeltl. The kid from Kansas, wearing number 1. You know the name. Make some noise for Grady Dick. And your Raptors NBA All-Star at 6'8" from Florida State. Make some noise for your boy, Scotty Barnes. Head coach of the Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic.
All right, there are the Raptors, and let's clear something up, Javon. You and I were both in listening to Darko in the pregame, and he said Chris Boucher hadn't practiced for 3 days, but yet, and was going to give him a rest. Chris is one of those guys, you got to tie him down to keep him out of the lineup. He looks like he just got out of bed. He looks a little peaked.
Yeah, he looks like he had the 3 days off.
But he's got his uniform on.
Yes, but he's dressed.
And he's like, hey, man, if you need me, I'm going to go in there and give you what I have. So good for him. Good to see him ready to go, but I'm told he will only play in the event of an emergency. But Chris is one of those guys, and this is Taddy. Look to your right. Warren Ward was one of those guys too on the bench. When you look down, when the coach leans and looks down the bench to the coach looking to the right, I know me, like Warren, you lean out and you look to your left. And the telepathy between you and the coach is, hey, coach, you looking for me? You need me? Or when the huddle breaks, you sit right beside the coach so he don't forget about you. Don't be surprised if Chris Boucher shows up in this game. That's all I can say. Jason Goebel, Tyler Ford, and Jason Goldenberg are your officials. We're ready to tip it off. Raptors in the black, Orlando in the white with royal blue and pinstriping. It was great to visit with Anthony Parker, GM of the Orlando Magic, former Raptor, and one of the guys that helped lead a Raptor resurgence here back in the 2000s. Pope has the ball. Orlando wins the tip. De Silva in the lane to Wendell Carter Jr. Drives on Pirtle. The running hook up. No good. Rebound to Barnes.
Good defense by the Raptors. Good scramble early. Davion Mitchell closing the gap in the paint.
Scotty trying to get it to Barrett. Caldwell Pope reading the mail. Lays it up and in at the other end. Grady took too long to react on that pin down. And a veteran like KCP just needs a peek into the mailbox. And he knows what's coming. Don't give the man the password to your email. Barnes works into the lane. Kicks it to Pirtle. Short corner, far side, left wing. Raptors coming left to right. Barrett up top. Works right, gets it to Pirtle in the lane. Kick to Grady. Three in the air. No good. Orlando had them hurrying on that possession. Magic bring it back front court. Black up top straight away. Gets it to De Silva. Back to the Arkansas Razorback, Anthony Black. Kicks it down low. De Silva. Colorado Buffalo backs in. Turns, jump hook, up and down.
Davion Mitchell with the switch. De Silva's clock winding down, recognizes it, takes advantage of the size over his left shoulder.
Grady in the lane, tries to get it to RJ. Another turnover for the Raptors. That's two. Here come the Magic in transition. Banchero to the hoop, lays it up and in. Timeout, Darko. Darko standing on the court right beside Jason Goebel, saying, I'm trying to get a timeout. Goebel almost ran him over.
Well, Darko right now, the early timeout, calling the first one, right? 2 turnovers for the Raptors, which have led to 4 points. And you have Paulo Banchero just running baseline to baseline with his strength, finishing at the rim.
All right, let's take a break. 6-0 Orlando. 10-13 first quarter. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Whatever the weather, CMC Markets is here to help. Planning for a rainy day? Enjoy $0 commission on U.S. and Canadian share CFDs. Riding out the storm? Get ahead of the curve with lightning-fast execution speeds. Blue skies ahead? Go with the trusted broker backed by over 30 years experience. Switch to CMC Markets and join over 275,000 global traders. Learn more at cmcmarkets.ca. FX spreads apply. CFDs involve a high degree of risk. Member Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Umbrella not included.
You've never gone to school to be a veterinarian. So how do you help a cat in need? By helping those who can help. By donating to North Toronto Cat Rescue. Your donation helps North Toronto Cat Rescue help the injured, lost, and abandoned cats and kittens. And you'll help keep their promise to never put a cat down. Go now to NorthTorontoCatRescue.com to donate, adopt, or learn how to become a volunteer. And let's all give a helping paw.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
First quarter, Orlando with a quick, unconverted touchdown lead. 6-0. And we talked about the turnovers. Shep, the fact that Orlando is, in terms of forcing opponents' turnovers per game, they are number 1 in the NBA.
Yes. Yeah.
They are number 3 in the NBA. And then when you talk about points off turnovers, they do a good job of capitalizing, even though they play at a rather slow pace.
Well, they're forcing you to cough it up about 17 times. And you mentioned it earlier as well. In the month of January, the Raptors have been better taking care of the basketball, down to 13 a game from 19 in October when they started the season. November, right? So there's been some improvements there, but early on here, you're seeing the 2 turnovers that have led to 4 points. So Raptors just definitely have to do a better job against Orlando, who's going to force them to cough it up or attempt to.
Barnes, elbow jumper near side, no good. Anthony Black with the rebound. Orlando comes back right to left toward Bay Street. Black in the lane, jumper over Barrett, no good. And they got a foul call. And it's going to go on Barrett. I didn't see much there. Jason Goldenberg calling that. But Anthony Black going to go to the line for 2. RJ, not much of a protest, so I guess it was. Maybe he did get it. First free throw good by Anthony Black. One of those guys, Javon, getting a start with other people hurt. Knocks down 2. And all of a sudden,
he's played well the last 5 games, just under 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists in about 29 minutes.
Davion Mitchell up top, gets it to Barrett, knocked away, out of bounds. Orlando almost with a steal, doesn't get it, but Toronto ball. Mitchell up top, drives into the lane, kick to Pirtle, floater up, no good. Rebound tipped up and taken down by Banchero. Back comes Black. 8-0 Orlando. Raptors 2.5 minutes clock running without a score. Black into the lane, kicks it near side. Carter gets it to De Silva. Drive, lay it up and in. It's a double-figure lead for the Magic, and that's always tough to come back from with their pace. Grady into the corner. Barnes, 3, good in the bottom of the well.
Good job by there, Grady attacking the baseline, and Scotty Barnes flattening out, giving a passing lane, into the passing lane rather, and just shot ready walking into it.
Raptors finally on the board, 10-3. Orlando ball, front court. De Silva to Carter, far elbow, right wing, up top, De Silva on the bounce, works over to the far side, kicks it to Banchero, up top, 3 in the air is good.
That's tough when I thought there was some good defense there, and RJ recovered out of the double team to contest Banchero at the top of the key.
I wonder if Scotty and RJ got confused because Banchero was way too open. Barnes back for Toronto, kicks it near side, Mitchell, corner 3, no good. Rebound Banchero. 13-3 Orlando, they come front court right to left. Banchero gets it to Black. Drives left, Mitchell cuts him off. Davion fights over the screen. Now they get it to Banchero, mid-post extended. Kicks it over far side, Caldwell Pope on the run. Floats it up and in, and they got the foul on Barrett. Playing off the catch. Caldwell Pope, I didn't even think he had a pivot foot because he had
this one's
both
also
feet going.
This one's also tough. He mentioned playing off the catch. RJ's going to pick up his second foul with just 4 minutes into this game. And he's challenging this one a bit more. Bruce Brown checking in right now to the game. RJ going to come out, going to have to sit for the rest of the first quarter. It's always tough when you pick up fouls, early that send you to the bench because you lose rhythm.
Yeah.
You lose all your rhythm.
Yep.
And RJ hasn't taken a shot yet in this game, and then you're coming back into the second quarter, really trying to figure things out again.
Bruce Brown into the ball game, but Orlando knocks down free throws, and they lead it 16-3. Mitchell to Pirtle, floater up and in, far side, left wing. Raptors down 11, 16-5.
Empty side pick and roll on the left side of the floor, and you get into Pirtle shooting 61% from the floor. That's a good look.
Black, far side, in the pocket. Up top to Banchero, guarded by Pirtle. They switch. Caldwell Pope now on Pirtle. Step back three, contested, goes down. Wow. Pirtle had the fingers up the nose. It didn't matter. Pope knocked it down. 19-5 Orlando. Quick start for the Magic. Pirtle in the lane. On Carter. Down to Scotty. On Caldwell Pope. Scotty backs in. Turnaround jumper, no good, but he's fouled. And Caldwell Pope touches his chest with his left palm and then puts it to the sky.
Right away.
Says, my bad.
As soon as Scotty got that basketball on that right block, there was 3 white shirts coming towards him. That second dribble, he turns and feints to the baseline away from Wendell Carter Jr. Just a smart move, getting an easier shot over the smaller defense, picking up the foul.
One of 2 free throws for Barnes. Orlando 19, Toronto 6, 7:05 first quarter. De Silva between the rings on Grady. Straight away on the bounce. Works right, far side. Into the lane. Misdirection step, no good. Tipped up against the glass, no good. And Pirtle comes down with it. Here comes Mitchell. On the drive, all the way to the hoop. Lays it up, no good. Wow, got to have those on the comeback.
Yeah, and I like the move in the open court. There's not many guys that are going to be able to stay in front of him. So, though he missed the chippy, you still want to see him aggressive in attack using his speed.
Banchero steps back. His 3 is good.
That's tough. That is tough. Off the bounce, rock you to sleep, and step back.
That's 6'10", 250, folks. Played it like a 5'10" guard.
Keep in mind, it's a 27-foot shot as he fades away at 3.
Barnes in the lane to Brown. Bruce up and in. Scotty was going to take the turnaround jumper, then realized he was behind the plane of the backboard on the left side. And even with his right hand closer to the middle, he didn't have a look.
Darko talked about in the pregame presser, Scotty's size and ability to pass the basketball. That's a perfect example.
Black, corner 3, good. Carter in the short roll delivers after the screen and roll with Banchero. 25-8 Orlando.
Passing big makes the world go round.
4 of 4 from distance. Ball tipped out of bounds. Mitchell tried to get it to Pirtle. And it stays with Toronto. Mitchell sits down. Shed in. Jacoby Walter will check into the ball game. He will replace Barnes. Trevelyan Queen checking in for Orlando, replacing Banchero. Grady in the corner, drives, reverse layup, no good, but he's hammered by Wendell Carter Jr.
Didn't look pretty.
No.
He's going to get himself to the line. Good job sticking with it, Grady. Didn't get a good catch. The shot fake got the defense out of the way. Didn't really get a good handle on the basketball, but somehow, some way found himself under the rim and draws the foul.
Grady, free throw up and down. Raptors trying to get the chisel out and chip away. Down 25-9, 5:35. First quarter, Orlando's biggest lead of the game is 17. The Raptors just suffered a wire-to-wire loss in Milwaukee for the 6th time this season. Got to get going here so the same fate doesn't behold them. Here comes Orlando, front court. In the lane, Anthony Black turns, floats it up and in. Got deep position on Jamal Shed.
That is crafty, and he spun away, waiting for Pirtle to release back to his matchup and just got a nice, clean look off of that footwork.
Pirtle puts in the missed shot from Bruce Brown. Technical foul on Bruce Brown as he was ridden out of bounds. He didn't like it. Had something to say to Jason Goebel, who had a short fuse and a quick trigger on the tech. So we found out. Did we talk about it last time on air? $2,000 for a tech until you get to 5. And then the price goes up.
I think we figured that part out, but we want to know where the money goes because it's not coming to the broadcast team.
No, it's not. unless your name is Jim Taddy and you have like some underground economy. Yes, God. Now, Doc Rivers, and when Milwaukee was in town last time, Javon, I walked in, I was about 30 seconds late to his news conference, and he said, Jonesy, that's a fine. I said, go ahead. He said, yeah, it's true. That's what the players say now because they don't pay, and the union gripes, and the money goes back to them anyway. So, in the lane, Queen drives, lays it in. Man, Orlando making it look easy right now, up 30-11.
But they're getting into the paint way too easy. Queen there, the left to right crossover, and it was just him in the basket. 14 points for Orlando in the paint.
Shed. Cross court to Jacoby Walter, and I thought Jamal passed up not one, but 2 good looks.
Yeah, he's got to remain aggressive, right? And we've seen him the last couple of games that when he's aggressive, looking for his offense as well, and I should say hunting his shots, but when he's aggressive, taking good shots, it's better for him, it's better for the team. So he can't just come in and be a passer or just be, relaxed on the perimeter.
De Silva front court. Bruce Brown all over him with the ball pressure. De Silva works near side, kicks it cross court. Block 3, good in the corner. Timeout, Darko.
And these guys, look, they love shooting against the Raptors. They've already started this game 5 for 5 from the 3-point line. And we touched on it earlier how well they shot the basketball a couple games ago, January 3rd against the Raptors here.
4-11, first quarter, all the air gone out of the building. Orlando 32, Toronto 11, biggest lead of the game for the Magic at 21. Let's take a break. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050, Toronto.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
We are summer. Are you ready?
It's on now. North America's largest indoor boat show. The Toronto International Boat Show. Browse, compare, shop, deal. The best place to see boats is the best place to buy them. January 18th to 26th at the Enercare Center.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
The Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
This is a message from United Way to a Jesse M. of Mississauga. Hello, Jesse. You might be wondering why we made an ad specifically for you. Because, Jesse, you see, we're fighting poverty any way we can. Even cold calling a complete stranger over the radio. Bold, isn't it? Together, we can make sure everyone has what they need, like food, housing, good jobs, and mental health supports. Join people like Jesse to build a better GTA. Donate today at unitedwaygt.org. Thanks, Jesse. Overdrive, Toronto's favorite way to drive home. Weekdays 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
First quarter, 32-11 Orlando, 4:11 to go in this first frame. First quarter brought to you by Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard, Josh Lippa here courtside. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward up top. You heard from them along with Josh Lundberg in the pregame. Up top, Cameron Moore looking after them, and back at Raptors Central, producer Owen Hall and Matthew Cardadero. Canadian Caleb Houston into the ball game.
Also Michigan Wolverine, might I add. Don't forget to throw that in there. Bleed blue, Jonesy.
I didn't have to. I knew you would.
You're more of a Michigan State type of guy. I already know.
No. I try to stay neutral in that Civil War.
We don't do neutral over here. Pick a side.
I tend to lean.
Get off the fence.
I tend to lean toward blue. I won't say anything to the Michigan guy wearing the Michigan State green tonight.
Whoa. Let's get back to the game. Let's get back to action.
Queen in the lane, lobs it up for Isaac. No good. Chris Boucher into the ball game for Toronto. In case of emergency, break glass. Bruce Brown drives, lays it in near side.
Great attack by Bruce. He just explodes. He looks healthy. He looked really healthy on that play. Exploding to the basket, taking off, acrobatic finish.
Raptors make a steal.
Ooh,
Bruce Brown on the run to Boucher, lays it up and in.
2 big plays for Bruce coming out of that timeout. The layup and now comes up with a steal, transition basket for Chris Boucher with the dish.
Queen, 3-ball far side is good. Wide open triple for Trevelyan Queen. 35-15.
He shot that so comfortably, walked into it like, this is what I do. Look down at my chart, and he only shoots 31% from 3 on the season.
Didn't look like it, though, did it?
Oh, he looked good.
Olenek in the ball game. Gets it to Jacoby Walter straight away. Now to Shed, near side. On Isaac, back to Walter. Into the corner to Brown. Catch and shoot 3. Rattles it home. In the bottom of the well for Bruce Brown. 35-18.
Well, Bruce is picking up right where he left off.
I love his energy.
Friday. His energy at 17 points, a season high there, and off to a really good start here today.
Corner 3 in the air. No good from Orlando. Boucher with the rebound. Gets it to Brown. Front court. On the drive near side to Olenek. 3 in the air from Kelly. Got it. Down the bottom of the well for KO.
This unit's playing really well. I like what Chris Boucher did. He went right back to Bruce Brown, feed the fire. Bruce didn't have anything. Dribble handoff with Kelly. Defense goes under. Kelly stopping and popping.
Boucher clapping his hands, saying, come on, let's get into it. Raptors cut it to 14. 3-ball, no good, but the long rebound tracked down by Houston for Orlando. Black up top. Gets it near side. Queen holding. Pressured by Boucher. Now backs off. Dances on the dribble, launches a 3, no good. Rebound Olenek. Outlet Shed, up the far side. Hands to Brown, 3 in the air, no good. Rebound to Anthony Black. 90 seconds, first quarter, 35-21. Raptors showing some life. Black drives to Houston. Isaac, 3 up top, no good. Rebound Boucher. Outlet Shed, far side, into the lane to Olenek. Kelly on the bounce. Gets it to Shed, near side. Into the lane. Gets a switch on Isaac. Kicks to Jacoby Walter. Looks, drives, baseline. And they're going to get a foul on the ground on Anthony Black. Subs into the ball game. Corey Joseph, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. in for Orlando. Barnes back in for Toronto. So it's Shed, Barnes, Olenek, Brown, and Boucher. Raptors in the black, moving left to right. Shed on the bounce. Kicks it into the corner. Back up top to Shed. Shot clock at 5. He drives, wrong foot runner, no good. Rebound. Taken down by Queen. Off to Banchero on the dribble. Loses the handle. Shed takes it away. But he looked up to try to get it to Boucher and lost it. Carter, corner 3, wide open, no good. Rebound Boucher, can't squeeze it. Houston comes away with it. Corey Joseph up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 30 seconds in the quarter. Joseph straight away. On the dribble left. Shed all over him, and they got the foul on Shed.
2 missed opportunities by the Raptors.
Yep.
You know, Shed doing a good job on Paolo Banchero. We've got to come up with that basketball, and then the offensive rebound. Another one you got to score and try and corral and give yourself an opportunity on the offensive end.
Up top, Banchero on the bounce. Fall away jumper, no good. Rebound on the inside to Carter, and he's fouled. Got to rebound the missed shots to close the possession.
That's 2 offensive rebounds and a loose ball that's been recovered by Orlando the last 30 seconds of this quarter. Right, just a little bit more spark, just a little bit faster to it. Who wants it more?
Carter Jr. knocks down the free throw. Second one in the air from the Dookie is good. Orlando putting up 37 points in a quarter. This is a team that only scores a little over a buck a game. Barnes, cross court. Brown, 3, got it at the buzzer. In the bottom of the well, and he turns to the crowd, high-fiving the front row, says, let's go. The Raptors have cut it to 13.
You talk about cutting this game to 13. He's been single-handedly the one that's come in and changed the tempo for the Raptors, coming with force, coming with energy. The 10 points in the quarter in just 8 minutes, 2 assists, had a steal, rebound. Just a lot of energy for Bruce Brown, and that's what this team has to emulate going into the second quarter.
Second quarter, as Javon talked about when we come back, 37-24, Orlando by 13. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
There's no better way to drive home than with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Overdrive, every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Back in Toronto, second quarter about to start, 37-24. Orlando led by 21, but the Raptors have shaved it down to 13. And they'll have the ball to start the second frame. Second quarter brought to you by Alpine Credits. Do you own your home and need a loan? Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Raptor ball, front court in the black. Coming left to right, the City Edition uniforms. Brown kicks it up top. Swing it, Boucher, 3 short. Rebound, Banchero. Orlando shot 56% in that first quarter and 50% from 3. The Raptors not too shabby, 50%, 57% from 3, but look at the field goal attempts, 5 more for Orlando and 3 of those from distance. Raptors foul, Boucher fouling Banchero. So Orlando has it front court. Banchero up top, Bruce Brown sitting in the chair guarding him. Follow away Banchero, no good. Rebound, Mitchell has it to Bruce Brown. tried to get it back to Mitchell, and it was picked off by Queen. Raptors deflect the pass from Queen to Houston out of bounds far side, but oh, look after the orange. Orlando ball, far side, right wing. Orlando in the white, moving right to left toward Bay Street. Banchero on Boucher, jabs, drives, leans in, lays it up, no good. And the foul called on a driving Banchero. Foul on Boucher.
I thought Banchero initiated that contact, all 6'10", 250 of him. Chris Boucher was doing a good job not biting on his jab or his shot fake, and then Paolo gets into the paint and used that left shoulder really to carve up the center of Chris Boucher's chest. So I'm not sure I agree with that call.
Brown sits down. R.J. Barrett sitting down after a quick 2 fouls back in the game. Banchero's second free throw good. So the Magic push the lead to 15, 39-24. Here comes Barrett, front court. R.J. on the bounce. Works far side, left wing. Holding, now gets it to Barnes, down low. Scotty backing in on Banchero, up and under move. Kicks to Mitchell. He drives, lefty layup, up and in. Nice move by Mitchell. Never touched it with his right hand. A left-hand lay-in.
That's what I mentioned to you earlier. I like when he gets to the basket. On that one, he gets the kick out, plays off the catch, and so quick, so fast to the rim using his left hand.
Down low. Carter on Olynyk. Drives. Kelly with nice defense.
Pull the chair.
Raptor make the steal on the alley-oop. Scotty Barnes misses the layup. Long up-court pass to Carter. And he kicks his legs out. And Barrett catches him running by. I know that's a foul on RJ, but man alive, I would let that go if I was the official. That was, I guess, a crafty play by Wendell Carter Jr., but it results in a foul on Barrett. Banchero into the corner. Houston drives, lobs it up. Carter in the lane, puts it up, no good. Tipped up, no good. Rebound, Barrett has it. Raptors on the run, Barnes up top, and Scotty jams it down. He waits, and all of a sudden the Raptors have shaved the lead to 11, 39-28.
That's a different transition there, right? Not a lob, but Scotty Barnes, 2 hands, 2 feet, shaves a couple of seconds off the clock, and safety for 2.
All right, let's take a break. 39-28, Orlando by 11. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuss shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
We have a plan that's connecting Ontario. We're leading the largest transit expansion in North America. New projects like the Ontario Line Subway and Hazel McCallion Light Rail will relieve overcrowding, with the Scarborough and Yonge North subways connecting more communities, and expanding Go Transit with more trips, faster train service, and 2-way all-day service. All so you can get around faster, safer, easier. See what we're building in your community at ontario.ca/builds, paid for by the Government of Ontario.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
Back in Toronto. 39-28. Raptors showing a little life, Javon, as they chip away and try to reel in the Orlando Magic.
Showing a little energy, a little fight. And when you dig yourself a hole early, you already know going into it, okay, it's going to be an uphill battle. So what ends up happening, your intensity has to be higher than your opponent. And also, well, people underestimate your communication, because now on the defensive side, you have a team that's already flowing. They feel like everything can drop, everything they put up is going to be a good shot. And you have to do a better job of not only deflecting, just being there, taking away their space, and not letting them be as comfortable on the offensive side of the floor.
Here comes Orlando front court. Joseph, Carter Jr., Houston, Queen, and Banchero. Orlando in the white, coming right to left. Ball in the corner. Barnes almost intercepted the pass from Queen to Banchero. Out of bounds into the Orlando bench. Magic will inbound in front of its bench. Queen on the inbound, gets it to Corey Joseph. Corey on Davion Mitchell, drives near side. Offensive foul, Corey Joseph, as Mitchell goes to the ground. Caldwell Pope up to protest from the bench. Jason Goldenberg says, nope, there was an elbow, and that's a foul. So here comes Toronto with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Barnes to Olynyk. Kelly drives, gets to the hoop, floats it up, no good, but puts it on the floor against Carter Jr., who only moved his feet for a dribble or two, and Kelly kept it going.
He bear hugged Kelly with that left arm, but Kelly did a good job of faking the dribble handoff with RJ and just slipping to the basket. And like you mentioned, Wendell Carter, he was going to slide twice, but after that, I don't think he had any more in him. Wrapped Kelly up, and now Kelly's at the line.
First free throw, no good. See if the Raptors can get this thing to 10. You know, once you're inside single digits, Javon, you can make a real push. They've done a nice job after the first quarter when they went down by as many as 21. Let's see what they got here before halftime. Olynyk's second one good. The lead is 10, 39-29. Raptors pick up full court. Barnes into Banchero's kitchen. Banchero front court. Scotty pushing up on him and makes a steal. Scotty's got the cookies and takes it all the way for the jam. Stares down Caleb Houston and hustles right back to Banchero. Said, I got some more for you.
How about Scotty sitting in his chair on the defensive end, right? The poke, give me those, I need those cookies. And getting out in the transition and have some fun with it as Houston's trying to trail him for the play. No, you can't get here.
Banchero in the lane. Kicks it to Houston, corner three, no good. Rebound Carter. In the lane, has it knocked away. Toronto has it. Boucher on the run to Mitchell. Knocked out of bounds by Carter as they had Scotty in the corner. And Orlando saves what looked like an open three. Raptors will inbound near side, right wing. Barrett to Mitchell. Kick out. Boucher into the corner. Barnes open three. Bang!
That's really good patience. Right, the biggest threat on the floor is the inbounder. Gets it in. Davion kicks it out to the top of the key. Chris Boucher with the extra pass to the corner, knowing that the defense is guarding two on that side.
Houston three back for Orlando, no good. Barnes three in the bottom of the well, cuts the lead to 39-34. 5-point game. Olynyk down low, backs in, kick out. RJ three, yes sir! Down the bottom of the well, Jamal Mosley with a timeout.
There's 2 really good looks for the Raptors, and now Davion Mitchell, he's hyping everybody up, telling them, let's go, right? The extra pass. Kelly now drawing the defense in. Carter Jr. turns his back to peek out to RJ and a rhythm 3. The last one we seen, the extra pass from Chris Boucher to Scotty Barnes in the corner. Another rhythm 3, Jonesy. 2 really good looks for the Raptors, and they convert.
7:56, first half, 39-37, back in it. Raptors trailing Orlando after being down 21. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom! Wha-bam! Zap! Turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Making your lousy commute fun. Overdrive with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
All right, we got a horse race. Raptors outscoring Orlando 13-2. Didn't the Orlando Magic have a 13-3 lead at one point? Toronto says, I got you. I can do that. And Mr. Break glass in case of emergency, Chris Boucher, who was out for 3 days of practice, has been on the floor for 8 minutes. And the Raptors have cut the 21-point lead to 2. And Chris Boucher, not coincidentally, is a plus 19. Orlando ball, front court, moving right to left. De Silva, 3, far side is good. All these people
there just gets caught. RJ gets caught going under the screen on the flare.
All these people talking about a weak draft. Tell Orlando that, picking up this kid. Pirtle on the bounce, gets it to Boucher straight away. Chris drives near side, right wing. Turns, gets it to Mitchell. Back to Boucher, shot clock at 2. Chris 3 in the air, no good. Rebound to Orlando. Magic by 5, 42-37. 7 minutes, first half. Anthony Black near side on the bounce. Up top against Boucher. Crosses over, goes left, leans in, falls back and gets it to go.
It took away Chris Boucher's angle to contest the shot with that last step across his body.
Raptors suddenly down 7. 5 straight for Orlando. Bruce Brown in the lane, shot no good. Rebound Houston. Here comes the Canadian. Far side, gets it to Black. On the bounce against Bruce Brown. Anthony Black in the lane. Brown pestering up Black, jumper no good. But again, the rebound to Orlando. And it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Magic. Well, they're going to get a foul on Pirtle, actually. So Grady back in. Boucher sits down and Shed back in, and Mitchell will sit down. 6:18 first half. Orlando with the ball in a 7-point lead. Black, far side. Left hand to the middle, lobs it up to Carter. Tipped by Pirtle, goes through Carter's hands, out of bounds to Toronto.
Pirtle did a good job on the ball screen, stunting, and also getting back to Wendell Carter rolling to the basket.
Pirtle, far elbow. Turns, tries to get it to Barrett. He was off balance with the pass, forced it, and the Raptors turn it over.
The right look might have been to Shed in the corner, as you know, his man is helping the helper.
Black throws it away. Here comes Barrett. 2-on-1 with Grady. RJ drive. Kick to Grady. To Shed up top. Steps into a three. No good. Rebound into the Raptor bench. The lead still 7 for Orlando. 44-37. Barnes trying to check in. And Goldenberg won't let him. Why? What is this? This, you got to be in the box. That's selective enforcement. There was a stop. The guy was ready to let him in.
And they're trying to get RJ, just trying to sub Scotty for RJ, so RJ doesn't pick up his fourth in these last 5 minutes.
Banchero drives on Pirtle, floats it up and in.
That's a strong finish. That is a tough finish. The backboard and the support is still shaking.
The lead is 9 for Orlando, 7 straight after the Raptors had cut it to 2. Grady up top, fouled by Houston. Grady loses the handle, gets it back. Shed drives, floats it up, no good. Pirtle can't squeeze the rebound. Here comes Banchero on the run. Backs down, kicks it up top. Black drive into the lane, puts it up, no good. Foul on Pirtle. And I'm going to say this. The wrist that Pirtle hit was the same wrist of Grady Dick that was grabbed at the other end with no call. Timeout, Darko. 4:49 to go, first half. We'll keep it here. You'll hear from Taddy Ward and Lewinberg at half. Cameron Moore looking after those three guys at halftime, as well as Josh Lippa down here on the floor with Javon and I. Back at Raptors Central, Owen Hall and Matthew Cardadero. Orlando pushing Toronto back, having a chance to push this thing back into double figures. You get close, got to get over the hill, Javon.
Game of runs. That's what this game's about. But I feel like both teams have had different stretches where they've met the other with intensity, right? They've been a bit more aggressive. They've gotten in, taken away their space, been physical on the offensive and defensive end. It's for the Raptors, unfortunately, they got off to that slow start and dug themselves that hole, so they're playing catch-up. Orlando obviously has a little bit more cushion when the Raptors go on their runs to, weather it, and the luck, the fortune of, a 6-point run, a 5-point run without having to sweat.
Jacoby Walter into the ball game. Walter, Brown, Shed, Barnes, and Grady Dick for Toronto. 46-37. Orlando trying to push the lead back to 11. It's 10 as Black makes the first free throw. Second one good, and all of a sudden the Magic push the lead back to 11. Here come the Raptors front court in the black city uniforms with the dinosaur Vince Carter dunk on the front. Moving left to right. Shed drives in the lane, kick out. Grady three, no good, had a great look. Here comes Orlando up 11. In the lane, De Silva lays it up, no good. Everybody wants a foul on every call. Shed down the baseline, kicks it out to Barnes. Scotty off to Bruce Brown. In the lane, Brown floats it up, no good. Rebound knocked away, goes to Houston. Black brings it front court. On the dribble against Shed, backs in. 3:50 to go. First half, 48-37 Orlando. Banchero to De Silva, pick and slide, the three ball, no good. Rebound knocked away, Toronto has it. Here comes Grady. Pull up three, got it on Banchero. Backed him up and dropped in this kitchen. Down the bottom of the well for Grady.
That's what you call green light, because Grady was 1-on-3 in transition and pulled up. Knocked it down, so we don't have a problem with it.
Black near side, left wing. Kicks it to Banchero. Straight away against Barnes. Jabs, goes left. Back to the right. Step back, off balance, no good. Rebound tipped out. Black, sidestep. Kicks it to Banchero, down low. In traffic, kicks it out. De Silva spins into the lane, floated up, no good. Rebound, Brown. Looks at the bench in disgust like he didn't think that was going to go. I had it locked up. Brown to Barnes, corner three, short. Rebound, Black. Darko liked the look. Banchero front court, Scotty making him work. Black on the drive into the lane, spins, floats it up, no good. Rebound, Orlando again. Black kicks it out. Banchero three, no good. Rebound, Bruce Brown. Runs it front court. Brown changes gears into De Silva, lays it up, no good, no foul. Here comes Orlando. 2:25 first half. Black three, no good. Rebound, Barnes. Raptors down 48-40. Scotty will walk it over the midcourt stripe. Shed between the circles. A lot of guys leaning on their knees right now. Pace is hectic right now. Shed on the drive. Crosses over, back to the right. Tries to find Barnes in the lane, and he's held by Black. The defense now is clutch and grab because everybody's tired. It's the old saying, fatigue makes cowards of us all. If that's the case, there's a lot of afraid people, especially on defense or having the ball right now. Raptor ball, front court. Barrett on the bounce. Straight away. Drives into the lane. Fouled by Queen as RJ got the step. Going to his right. And the foul was on Queen.
Queen trying to play some defense, and RJ attacking the basket into the right hand, but not only attacking aggressively, he gets below Queen's hip. And there's no way that Queen can recover. RJ's so strong and keeping him on that left hip as he attacks the basket.
It's like the Philadelphia Eagles, and they call it the tush push. I prefer the brotherly shove. Low man wins, right?
Low man wins.
Low man wins. Get down, get dirty. It's the only way to get it done. Barrett's second free throw good. Raptors down 48-42 after a little drought. They shave it back to 6, 148. First half, Boucher back in the game. Queen up top. On the dribble, lobs it down low to Banchero. On Mitchell. Banchero backs in, kick it out. De Silva down the lane, floated up, no good. Good challenge by Barrett. Here comes Mitchell to Walter. Jacoby into the corner to Boucher. Out top to RJ. Drives on Banchero, spin, kick to Boucher. Corner three short. You can tell Chris just doesn't have the legs.
Yeah, doesn't have that extra push, that extra oomph into his shot, into his lift.
De Silva gets it to Banchero again on Mitchell. Drives, gets to the basket, and the foul called on Mitchell.
That's a good foul by Mitchell. Pride sets in too, right? Banchero, again, attacking that baseline and puts that shoulder into his chest. And if I'm Mitchell, nothing easy, right? You're not just going to punk me or small fry me. Yeah, Banchero's going to get to the free throw line, but you're not just going to throw your weight around.
Banchero standing on the free throw line. First one up, no good. Banchero with 12 on the night. 9 rebounds and a couple of assists.
Not the greatest free throw shooter, only 68% on the season. Missed the first of 2 there.
So let's see what the Raptors can do. Second free throw from Banchero. Short, rebound to Barnes. Scotty runs it front court. On the drive into the lane. Kicks it out top to Grady. Straight away between the rings. Grady gets it to Davion Mitchell. Davion on the bounce, right side, near wing to Barnes, straight away. Scotty spins, turnaround jumper over Banchero, score it and a foul. Scotty says, I got you, and my shopping's not done yet. I'm going to stand at the line and try to buy one more.
Scotty's so long that even against Banchero, that's 6'10", as he spins and fades, it still looks like Scotty's above him shooting down, right? There's no opportunity or chance for anybody to contest a shot because of his length.
So Barnes will toe the line. The Raptors have it at 4. Make it 3, 48-45. Scotty with 14, 4, and 3. 35 seconds first half. Raptors have the lead down to 3. Black drive, lay it up, no good. Rebound Barnes. Darko says one shot. Mitchell pushes. Raptors going to get a good one.
And I want to get this basketball right back to Scotty again in that low block, low post. Let him work.
Plays screen and roll with Mitchell. Davion gets the switch. Gets it to Barnes. On to Silva. Squares. Drives. Pull up. Jumper. No good. Rebound. Queen.
And I like the look. Still gets the matchup he wants to attack the shot.
Banchero drive. Lay it up. Score it. And a foul with 0.8 of a second, Javon.
Well, I thought
you got to stop the ball.
You got to stop the ball, but we're talking about fouls. I thought Banchero had that off arm in the chin of Chris Boucher, but it starts from the beginning, right? There's about 5 seconds when Banchero gets the basketball at the opposing free throw line. He just goes the length of the floor. Nobody's stepping up in front of him, and Chris Boucher gets to him below the free throw line.
So Banchero has one more free throw. Davion Mitchell's asking for a technical foul with some of the language emoting from the lips of the Magic. Banchero free throw no good, and that's the way the half ends. So after leading by 21, Orlando has seen their lead cut to 5. It was twice a one-possession game, but they lead it at halftime 50-45. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, Josh Lewenberg up next. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito? My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans. And we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
We are summer. Are you ready?
It's on now. North America's largest indoor boat show. The Toronto International Boat Show. Over 500 exhibitors and 300 seminars. It's Canada's official boating event of the year. January 18th to 26th at the Enercare Centre.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
The Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6013. That's 1-800-353-6013. Again, 1-800-353-6013.
You may have heard on the news that visits to Ontario food banks are at an all-time high. To illustrate this, I have some dimes here. One dime represents one visit to a food bank. And these dimes represent visits by people you may even know. Now, here's how many more food bank visits there are every day. Alarming, isn't it? But you can help. Every dime you donate to Feed Ontario will help Feed Ontario support more than 1,200 food banks and hunger relief organizations. Please, give now at feedontariotogether.ca for the big change your pocket change can make.
Tangerine Raptors basketball is on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here.
And trail by 5 at the half. Orlando 50, Toronto 45. Getting there was all the fun. This is Raptors at the half. Tangerine Raptors basketball live from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and Warren Ward high above the action. And courtside is Josh Lewenberg. Josh, that was a monumental climb. They were down by 21 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, give Bruce Brown and the Raptors bench a lot of credit because this looked like it could be a long night the way it started out of the gate. But Brown comes in with a ton of energy and picks up the level of intensity for the Raptors. And then from there, it just kind of seemed like it was contagious. Scotty Barnes and the starters came back in, picking up full court and really turned up the heat defensively. And that's how they got back into the game. And maybe give Orlando a little bit credit for Toronto getting back into the game as well, because they just went ice cold in the second quarter. And look, they're a team that struggles offensively, really good defensively, but struggles offensively. They're down a lot of their key players, and when they went cold in the second quarter, they just went ice cold. As good as the Raptors were, or as much as the Raptors defense improved, I would say, in the second quarter, they were still burned by a number of blow-bys on the perimeter, and Orlando, they were just missing wide open layups. So yeah, I mean, I think the defense has to continue to tighten up here in the second half, and obviously you've got to knock down some shots, but at least the Raptors have a shot now. That's more than I could say over the first few minutes of this game.
Absolutely. And so, Warren, at one point they got to within 2. They held Orlando to 13 points in that second quarter. That's stunning.
That was a tale of 2 quarters, right?
Oh,
I mean, the first quarter, I looked at you up here and I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long night. And it was about 25-8 at that point. And then second quarter came around, and I mean, even the 8-minute mark, I mean, one of the plays of the second half was Scotty picks up Banchero full court, picks him right over half and goes down the floor and dunks the ball. And those plays, and as Josh said, you got to give Bruce Brown a lot of credit for coming in and changing the energy. He was phenomenal with his 10 points, and it wasn't just that, it was just the defensive intensity and the fact that the Raptors showed a lot of togetherness. I mean, you get down early, it's really hard, you can start to point fingers, you can start to blame. That's the easy thing to do, and they did the hard thing. They looked internally, and you could see that. Chris Boucher came in the game with plus 18 in his minutes. Didn't really score a lot. You could tell he's just not himself, and that's perfectly fine. But his impact on the floor, was phenomenal. So, I think the guys picked up on just the overall effort required, and you saw Bruce do it, you saw Scotty do it, you saw Chris do it, you saw Shed do it at different times, and then everyone else started to pick up the slack, and I think that's where Orlando, fell into a little bit of trouble, or they got comfortable, and the Raptors turned up the urgency and desperation because it wasn't looking pretty for a little while, and then Raptors turned up, and then we have 5 turnovers at the half, which was great. In the first 3 minutes, they had like 2. So
first 2 possessions.
There you go. They had 2. So that kind of that wasn't a good start.
No.
And they definitely rectified it by being down 5 at halftime. They couldn't ask for a better response.
Absolutely. So, Josh, let's go back to the start, and the starters just didn't get out of the blocks, did they?
No, and that was on both ends of the floor. I mean, obviously they were struggling mightily offensively, but the defense is the thing that had to be irking Darko Rajakovic the most. I mean, obviously for a few reasons, but specifically when you look at the opponent tonight, I mean, this is an Orlando team, as I mentioned earlier, that struggles to score. They haven't exceeded 100 points in any of their last 3 games. They came into this game dead last in three-point percentage. And remember, when they were here in Toronto back at the beginning of January, they were lighting the Raptors up from 3. And then, sure enough, they hit their first 5 threes tonight. They dropped 37 points in the first quarter. So, yeah, that's just unacceptable from a defensive standpoint. And that's why I think, like, second quarter to see Scotty Barnes picking up full court, and he had that really impressive pick 6, the dunk in transition off of the steal in the second quarter. Like, those are the plays that the Raptors have to make in this game, because it hasn't been pretty. It's not likely to be pretty given the offenses here on both sides of the floor. It's been ugly, but if you can grind it out defensively and find opportunities to score easy buckets in transition, I mean, the team that's able to do that here in the second half, that's a team that's going to win this game.
Josh, thanks very much. Warren, what would we look forward to, or how do you think the second half starts?
Well, I mean, I think the first 5 minutes are going to be most important here for Toronto. I mean, I said throw the first punch, and the Raptors got a nasty combo of
they were down.
Of fists to their face. So I'm not going to say that here again because I don't want to jinx the team. Yeah. But I will say it's of vital importance to get off to a better start than the Orlando Magic in whatever which way possible. So, when I was playing, we always used to talk about those first 5 minutes of each quarter. You want to set the tone for how you're going to play. We saw that in the second quarter. We have to carry over that momentum and look at the things that you did. I think the first few minutes, Orlando was able. I mean, Toronto made 7 threes, they made 6. But if you were to look in those first 3 minutes of that game, it looked as though Orlando was on pace to hit at least 10, 12, maybe more. So I think Toronto over time limited Orlando's effectiveness from 3. And I think more importantly now, they have to focus and make sure that they carry over what they did to end the second quarter, and mainly in the beginning, the first 8.5 minutes, more focused on that type of performance than the last 2 or 3.
Look, there was a point in the first quarter where I thought that Orlando would have 50 after 12 minutes of play.
Yeah.
That's how they were playing. But to be held at 13, I mean, as you say, I mean, those are 2 stark quarters. I don't know which way where the penny drops in the third quarter.
It definitely has to follow suit to that second and later, and the first few minutes of that quarter, to be exact. I mean, that's most important, because it's going to be vital for them to get off to a good start, as Orlando was able to relish the storm.
Yeah.
And they built up a bit more of a lead. They went on a 9-0 run towards the end. So
they saved some money and then went on a spending spree.
That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah. Tonight's first half stats are driven by Subaru. Get out on winter with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. So some of the numbers, bench points, 16-5 for the Raptors. Rebounds for second chance points, 9 for 2 for Orlando, and the Raptors only 1 for 2. Turnovers for points, 7 for 8 for Orlando, and the Raptors 5 for 8, which is remarkable because the first 2 possessions they had 2 turnovers and really tightened that up. That was pretty well done. Yeah. Fast break points, 9-4 for the Raptors. Paint points, 20-16 for the Orlando Magic. I'm just looking at assists. The Raptors have 12, which is pretty good on 16 buckets. Orlando shot in the second quarter 4 for 20. That's not good.
That's great defense by Toronto. You got to give them.
That's the other way to look at it.
You got to give the Raptors a lot of credit, and I mean, in the first quarter, you have to give Orlando credit because they completely disgruntled Toronto. Toronto had to take a timeout, within the first 3 possessions of that game. So all that being said, that's exactly what Orlando wanted in the beginning, and what Toronto didn't want, and then it flipped, and vice versa. We'll see how this third quarter goes, but we can tell it's up in the air.
Absolutely, well said. So 50-45 for Orlando over the Raptors at halftime. The second half is next. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito. My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans. And we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you, with Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada. They are one of the largest non-profit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They could help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-288-4991. That's 1-800-288-4991. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-288-4991. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-288-4991. Ontario license number 4705786.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it.
Third quarter getting ready to start, and I'll let you in on a little off-the-air business. Running into Oakwood Collegiate alum, where I went to high school, O'Neill Kamaka, one of the coaches. Oakwood has won, I think we're up to 5 OFSA championships, a pretty prominent program. And Kamaka stopped by to talk to Javon. And I was ready to pull the Larry Bird trick in the 1992 Olympics when him, Jordan, Pippen, Magic all started to talk, and then Patrick Ewing talked, and Bird said, "Wait a minute, is that, I hear some talk from somebody without a ring?" Oh, this game. We love it, and sometimes it doesn't love us back. Second half about to start, and the Raptors will have the ball to start this third quarter. The second half tip-off powered by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home court advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid, proudly made here in Ontario. Visit your Ontario Honda dealers today. Ready to start. Raptors in the black will come front court right to left. Mitchell. Barnes. Out there with Pirtle, Barrett, and Grady Dick. Pirtle, far side, right wing. Raptors moving right to left toward the Bay Street end in the black uniforms. Mitchell drive, kicks it to Barnes. Shot clock at 5. Scotty drives and lays it in. 50-47. Raptors cut it to 3. Black front court for Orlando. Black, De Silva, KCP out there with Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr. Front court. Black into the lane, loses it on the way up. Oh boy. Jason Goebel saying it hit Pirtle. I didn't think it did. I thought he just lost it. But Orlando retains possession with 5 on the shot clock. They get it into Carter, lays it up and in. 52-47, Orlando by 5. We've just started the third frame. Barrett, front court, on the drive into the lane, floats it up, no good, but he's fouled. RJ getting to that left hand, getting to the hoop, and the Orlando Magic will take the foul, sending RJ to the line. Third quarter action delivered by 2-for-1 Pizza. Give yourself a high five. Buy any large traditional pizza and get up to 3 medium one-topping pizzas for $5 each. 2for1pizza.com. Barrett knocks down the free throw. Raptors trying to hang on. They've been parried away twice after cutting the Orlando lead to a single possession. Second free throw, no good. Ball knocked away. Orlando has it. So the Magic come front court with a 52-48 lead. 10:50 third quarter. De Silva into the corner. Banchero on Pirtle. Jab, pull up, jumper, no good. Rebound, Scotty Barnes. Hustles it up the middle of the court. On the run, Scotty kicks to the corner. Swing up top. Barrett, three, good! Down the bottom of the well for RJ Barrett. Raptors cut it to 1, 52-51.
Raptors getting up the floor with pace there. And Scotty making a great play as he gets up the floor, kicking it back to RJ, walking into the three.
Orlando ball front court. They've got a 1-point lead. Caldwell Pope into the lane, lays it up and in. Beat Grady on the blow-by. Mitchell now lobs it down low, trying to get Barnes. Black knocks it away, makes the steal. Here comes De Silva, floats it up, no good. And they call Pirtle for the foul. I thought Pirtle went straight up, and now Scotty trying to get the foul at the other end. And the referee's not listening. So De Silva will toe the line for a couple of free throws. Orlando shot 39.5% in that first half. Just to put it into perspective, they were 12 of 15 at one point in the first quarter and made 5 of their next 28. De Silva, free throw, second one good. 56-51, Orlando by 5. 9:50 to go, third quarter. Grady to Davion. Back to Barnes, who finds Grady cutting on the baseline. Near side, left wing. Grady lays it in.
Good movement by Grady on that strong side. Scotty could have taken a jump shot, but gives up a good shot to get a great look under the basket.
56-53, Orlando. De Silva in the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound, Pirtle squeezes it. Outlet to Mitchell. Cross court to Barrett, up the near side. RJ on the bounce, underneath to Pirtle. Knocked away, De Silva reaching in. Pirtle now, kicks it cross court. Mitchell on the drive, gets it to Barrett. Shot clock at 5. RJ drives, backs off the jumper, got the roll. Hit the back rim, went straight up and dropped through the twine. Barrett cuts the lead to 1, 56-55 Orlando.
Now Barrett can be a bit more aggressive with those 3 fouls in the second half, and you want him to get aggressive, attacking the basket, comfortable in the second half.
Black, great closeout by Mitchell, far corner. Black turns, backs down. Mitchell says, no, sir. They get it out to De Silva on Barrett. Has to launch it at the shot clock buzzer, no good. The Raptors have a chance for their first lead of the game. Mitchell on the run, into the lane. Kicks to Barnes. Corner 3, Banchero got a piece of it. Darko wanted a foul. After that, no call. Banchero, front court, guarded by Barnes. On the dribble. Works near side. Scotty right in front of him. Banchero steps back. The 3 is good.
That is tough. There is not much you can do about it. Scotty did a great job moving his feet, contesting. Paolo just making tough ones, not just jump shots, but long-range threes.
Mitchell, three, far side, good, down the bottom of the well. Gets the three back that Banchero hit. It's a 1-point lead, 59-58 Orlando.
Always good when Davion's knocking down.
Banchero has it ripped by Barnes. Lots of contact, no foul. Toronto with a chance for the lead. Mitchell, cross court. Barrett, three, short. Rebound, Carter. Back comes Orlando with a 1-point lead. 59-58. Black drives, lays it up, no good. And they're going to call Pirtle on a foul. Man, they would just let him fight for the ball, Tyler Ford. Far less contact on that than there was with Scotty contacting Banchero and taking the ball from him. .7-17 third quarter. Orlando 59, Toronto 58. Trevelyan Queen up top. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope, near side. To Carter, back to KCP, three in the air, no good. Rebound, Barrett. Fights off Carter with one hand, takes it down with the other. Mitchell, front court, Toronto, another chance for the lead. Mitchell drives into the lane, lays it up and in. Puts the shoulder on Black, says, hold that!
This change of speed is so lethal.
Black down low on Olynyk, puts it up. Kelly jams it back in his face. And then Orlando throws it away. The Raptors with a 1-point lead, 60-59. Timeout on the floor. 6:41 third quarter. Toronto has climbed all the way up to the top of the hill. And they lead 60-59. 6:41 third quarter. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
This ad isn't funny or overly clever. There's no jingle, witty banter, or talk of some sort of clearance sale. Because like heart disease and stroke, which claim a life every 5 minutes, this message is deadly serious. At Heart and Stroke, we're funding and discovering medical breakthroughs to keep you and your loved ones alive. But we need all the help we can get. Go to heartandstroke.ca today. And together, we'll beat heart disease, beat stroke, and beat as one.
First Up with Korolnik and Koliakovo. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
Raptors with the lead, 60-59. 6:41 to go. Third quarter. Are you a superstitious guy, Javon?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really, no.
No, neither am I, not really, but
I will say when I played, I don't know if it's superstition or... No, but if I had a good game, I wore the same socks for
that's
the next
superstition.
game.
They walk by themselves after a few games, right?
Yeah, I'd like to. I thought it was just comfort. I felt like I was stepping right back into the same fire, the same vigor, the same shot mechanics. Everything felt the same.
You got a little superstition going.
But that's about it.
Our man Josh Lippa has superstition going. He delivered the halftime popcorn from the Tatty booth up top, and he said we're 1-0 with the popcorn.
Hey, let's rock.
Here come the Raptors, 6:41 to go, third quarter. They lead at 60-59. Orlando goes to the zone. Brown in the middle at the nail. Kicks it to Mitchell. Into the corner. Grady, open three. Bang! Down the bottom of the well. How do you lose that guy? 63-59. Toronto by 4. Mitchell knocks it away from Black. Davion, one of those guys.
You know what? You beat me to it.
You're
right
playing.
now,
You're playing in the schoolyard.
I'm looking at him, and everybody in the radio, they can't see it, but the joy that he plays defense with.
And there he gets the offensive foul on Carter. He's one of those guys when you're playing pickup, you take him on your team, because if he's on the other team and he's covering you, it's like, yo, man, I'm just out here for a little run. Like, he's off now.
And he draws that foul there. How? Because he's fighting over the screen. He's not dying on the screen. He's not even making himself small getting over it. He's bulldozing, getting over the top of those screens.
Raptors against the zone again. Brown inside to Olynyk, lays it up and in. Toronto shredding the zone on the last two possessions. Outside from Grady and inside with Kelly. Biggest lead of the game for the Raptors at 6, 65-59. Caldwell Pope foul line jumper is good from 16 feet. 65-61 Toronto. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Mitchell on the dribble, far side. Right wing to Olynyk. Down low. They get it to Brown on Houston to Grady. Grady drives and he's tripped by Caldwell Pope, who blew a tire sliding into him. But they're going to say the foul was on the floor, and that will give it Toronto's side out of bounds. So the Raptors were down by 21 and now lead by 4. It was 6. That's a 27-point swing in the game. Grady, backdoor cut, jams it down. Oh, Grady flying through the air with the Gradyest of ease. Jams it home, 67-61. Raptor lead back to 6. Great backdoor cut by Grady and a great delivery by your guy KO. Caldwell Pope 3, no good. Long rebound Carter. Turns on Olynyk, left hand drop step is good. 67-63. Raptors by 4. 4:45, third quarter. Brown in the lane. Kelly's so smart. They came together with screening action, and Bruce dipped to the basket. So Toronto 67-63 lead. Let's see what they have on this inbound. Shed into the ball game. Gets it to Barnes up top. Olynyk. Now to Shed. Drives right. Offensive foul on Kelly. Saying that he was pushing on that screen when Shed took the guard around. Queen, front court for Orlando. In the white, moving left to right. Kicks it out to Corey Joseph. Up top, Houston. On Grady. Back to Joseph, near side, above the arc, right wing, left hand to the middle. Kick to Banchero. Drive. Back to Joseph. Corey, 3, straight away, no good. Rebound, Barnes. In traffic, Scotty corrals rebound, number 8. Shed, front court for Toronto. Down low to Olynyk. On Queen. Double comes. He gets it to Shed. Kick to Brown. Corner 3, no good. Rebound, Barnes. Kick out, Brown. Swing to Shed. History in the air. Good.
Great ball movement.
Timeout, Orlando. Jamal in the bottom of the well gives Toronto its biggest lead of the game at 7.
Jamal shot ready. The first one of the night for him. That ball swung, got into his pocket, and he let it fly.
The Raptors with the Benny Goodman offense. Swing, swing, baby. 70-63, Toronto by 7. Timeout on the floor, 3:57, third quarter. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
You may have heard on the news that visits to Ontario food banks are at an all-time high. To illustrate this, I have some dimes here. 1 dime, represents one visit to a food bank. And these dimes represent visits by people you may even know. Now, here's how many more food bank visits there are every day. Alarming, isn't it? But you can help. Every dime you donate to Feed Ontario.
Hey basketball fans, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight here on Toronto Sports Insider while we listen to the Raptors take on whoever they're taking on tonight. We really appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, chatting it up, cheering on We the North. We need all the help we can get this season. It has not been a good season so far. Please share this link out as well. We're trying to build a community of Raptors fans here. We got it with the Leafs. We've got it with the Blue Jays too, but it doesn't help when the team isn't doing so hot. But hey, we're working on it. Raptors are working on it. We'll see you back in the chat. Go, We the North, go. Thank you for being here and hitting that like button.
Us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
3:57, third quarter. Toronto storms into the lead. Biggest lead of the game at 70-63. Warren, I hope Jim Taddy was sitting down when I talked about Benny Goodman and the swing, and he wasn't getting up and showing you all his moves. The original Arthur Murray special from Jim Taddy.
Warren, we're not standing up for that. We're doing the stanky leg, we're doing the Dougie, and we're doing the Tati. We're not doing any of this.
Well, I saw Travis Kelce doing the Dougie on a couple of touchdowns. I wouldn't bet against Mahomes, though, although part of me thinks this might be the time that Josh Allen gets him. Who knows? Going to be a good one Sunday. A good one here right now. Orlando ball front court trailing 70-63, 3:40, third quarter. Banchero drives near side, kicks it out to Queen. Drives in the lane, puts it up, blocked by Scotty Barnes. Scotty says kitchen's closed right now. Back comes Grady in the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound tipped away, goes to Bruce Brown. Into the corner, Grady shot fake drive, jams it down. Oh, Grady! Hey! Throw it down, young fella. Queen underneath, loses the ball. Shed on the run, gives it to Grady, drive, put it up, and is fouled by Banchero.
Hey now.
Grady drives the baseline and puts a charge into the Scotiabank Arena. What a play by Grady. Came down the baseline and said, I got something for you.
He caught that thing back. Hey, Grady.
In the words of James Johnson, caught that thing back and bang it on
I caught that joint back, ain't I?
This is the free throw zone. Got to get the easy ones.
You know what? That happens. You get so turned up, the juices are flying. You can't even. Right now, he can't even see the rim. It's 3 different rims over. He's still hype off the last play.
Makes the second one. Raptors by 10 suddenly, 73-63. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Grady's come alive with 14 points. 10 in this quarter. Joseph in the lane, no good, but is fouled by Shed. Big quarter for Grady. And has been a microcosm of the Raptor resurgence here in the second half. .251 to go, third quarter. Pickering, Ontario's Corey Joseph on the line. First free throw, no good. Grady sits down. Garrett Temple taps him on the back of the head with his left hand as he walks to the end of the bench. Corey Joseph's second free throw, good. Shed will bring it front court for Toronto with a 9-point 73-64 lead. Barnes up top. On the bounce. Gets it to Olynyk, far side. Shot fake, drive on Banchero. Lefty layup, no good. Contact might have thrown him off, no call.
Yeah, you got to anticipate the contact, especially with a guy as strong as Paolo.
Banchero, 3, no good. Gets the rebound and lays it in over Barnes. Lead is 7 for Toronto. Brown, front court to Barnes, down Main Street into the corner. Shed, open 3, got it in rhythm in the bottom of the well.
Yeah, he's been shooting the basketball well, and it's the right shots, right? He gets a kick out, the open shot like that. If he can continue to hit those shots, right, it's hard to keep him off the floor because what he does on the defensive side.
76-66, Toronto by 10. Joseph in the lane. Swings back against Barnes, kicks it out to Houston. Drive to Joseph. Scotty in his chair. Corey can't go anywhere. Step back jumper is good. The veteran pulled something out there to cut the lead to 8, 76-68 Toronto. Shed to Olynyk up top. 3 in the air. Bang for KO in the bottom of the well. 79-68. Biggest lead of the game for Toronto at 11. Raptors 13 of 25 from distance. Orlando made their first 5, and they're now 7 of 22. Banchero drive in the lane, lay it in, pretty move. Scotty looks tired defensively.
Yeah, and he's been putting a lot of work, especially guarding Paulo. Both those guys have been physical, and Scotty's had impact on a number of guys defensively.
Brown in the lane, floats it up and in, and is fouled. Olynyk with the delivery on the screen and roll, and Toronto goes back up 11. Olynyk will threaten right now, standing on the line, or Brown standing on the line to give Toronto its largest bulge of the game.
This is where Bruce Brown is very comfortable, right? The inverted screen where he's setting the screen for Kelly, gets ahead of the defense, and Paolo just picking up that foul as he's going up for the layup. Bruce Brown, all of 6'4", 6'5" in the paint and playing big.
It's not how big you are, it's how big you play.
That's a fact.
82-70, Toronto by 12. 50 seconds, third quarter. Offensive foul, Banchero, as he took out Shed. And then Banchero teed up. Tyler Ford with the quick whistle. Raptors by 12. Barnes on the line, and then they'll get the ball back. Scotty free throw good. He's up to 17. 83-70 Toronto. What a turnaround, Javon.
It's been, and you know what it is? It's just been intensity.
Yeah.
The intensity, and Davion has to get a lot of credit for that, for setting that tone and changing, the complexion of the game.
Ian Boucher, remember Chris
Boucher,
was?
Yep.
Chris was.
And Scotty's done his job in this second half as well.
Shed front court against Corey Joseph. 35 seconds, third quarter, Toronto by 13, 83-70. Olynyk to the lane, lays it up and in.
They run the same action again with Bruce Brown setting the screen for Kelly. Everybody's anticipating the pass, and Kelly gets right to the basket on the smaller queen, right under the rim. Easy two.
KO doing that old man YMCA Saturday stuff, just slow walking him to the cup. And then Queen! Kelly says, no, no, no! Kitchen's closed right now.
He's going to be gassed. He's going to need a seat now.
KO says, no, we're not taking orders right now. Take that back. Up top, Olynyk. Drives.
That's fatigue. That's fatigue. He's going to lose this one. But they ran that play. They're running that same screen with Bruce Brown and Kelly handling it. And, Kelly came up with a big block on the defensive side of the floor, just a little bit winded to handle it.
And then I think he gets a block there.
I don't think he meant it, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Get to the bench, young fella. Excuse me. Old head, get to the bench and get some rest.
Sit him on the chair and like UFC, fan him
Somebody
with the towel.
fan him down and ice him down like a boxer.
Fan him with the towel. But Olynyk and the Raptors take a 15-point lead to the last lap of the track. 85-70 Toronto, fourth quarter. When we come back, this is Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
Looking to kick the new year off on a healthier note? Why not add a little spice to your life? Now you can with new Nordic's Chili Burn Max. Packed with chili, green tea, and black cumin, Chili Burn Max is Scandinavia's #1 weight loss supplement. For over 20 years, tens of thousands of users have trusted New Nordic's Chili Burn Max to help them achieve their weight goals. Find it at Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, Loblaws, Jean Coutu, and London Drugs, or shop online at Amazon and newnordic.ca.
Overdrive, Toronto's favorite way to drive home. Weekdays 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
Well, last lap of the track. Raptors in the lead, and it's a sizable one. 15 points, 85-70. And we'll tell you that the fourth quarter is powered by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. How about these numbers, Javon? Raptors with a 40-point third quarter. After 37 in the first quarter, Orlando scores a total of 33 in the middle 2 frames. Raptors holding them to barely over 40% shooting.
You know what? That 33 points for Orlando doesn't surprise me because I mentioned earlier their inability to score at times concerns me with them. But that 40 points that the Raptors scored against the second-best defense in the league, wow.
Anthony Black up top. Orlando with the ball to start the quarter. Off to Houston. And Scotty fouled him with the shot clock running down. Houston gets bailed out. Stay disciplined. Stay down. Whatever happened to the old adage, don't jump till he jumps. I mean, the NBA is a league of contested shots, so. Orlando ball, side out of bounds. Black into the lane. Olynyk with another block. Here comes Bruce Brown, front court to Barnes. Scotty drives into the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound knocked away, goes to Orlando. Darko wanted the foul on Scotty, didn't get it. Carter up top. Now to Black, far side, left wing, between the arc and the hash mark. Orlando and White coming left to right. Carter 3, no good. Rebound Brown. Comes Bruce Brown, front court. Off to Barnes. Inside 11 minutes, fourth quarter. Bruce Brown up top. On to Silva. Drives. Gets into the lane. Floats it up. Off balance. No good, but he's fouled.
And now, now they're running that play that actually a little bit different with Bruce Brown handling the basketball. Kelly Olynyk setting the screen, and Bruce does a good job coming off of it with the hostage dribble, keeping the defense on his backside. Can't really get around him, can't get in front of him.
I like that one. The hostage dribble.
A little hostage dribble.
I like that one. I like that one. Although, listen, for any youngsters listening out there, when you play screen and roll basketball, when you get the screen and you turn the corner, just look at the defender.
Yeah.
If he's back and he's in drop, you can pull up.
The defense is going to tell you exactly what you want to do.
If he's up on you, go by him.
And then if you want the play to continue to develop and you don't want to force a shot, again, that's where you're using that hostage dribble where we're talking about, where the trailing defender, the guard defender, is on your backside and he's at your mercy because you're controlling him with your backside.
Brown's second free throw good. Raptors up by 17, 87-70. Biggest lead of the game. Black front court. Up top to De Silva. Black in the lane. Stops. Fall away. Jumper is good.
Glad there with patience. Takes a contested one, a tough one, fading away against Kelly.
Walter drives baseline and lays it in. And one. Tough move by Jacoby Walter.
I like that attack by Jacoby. It's the second shot of the day, but gets into the paint, knows the contact is coming, and just absorbs it, right? Doesn't get under there and play soft and look for the call. He initiates it and focuses through to finish the basket.
So the Baylor Bear, Jacoby Walter, will go to the line wearing those Baylor green shoes. Free throw is good. Raptors push the lead to 18, 90-72. That is the biggest edge for Toronto. It's been a 39-point turnaround. Caleb Houston, far corner, drives baseline. Caldwell Pope, three is good.
That's good communication by Davion. He was going to pick up Caleb on the switch. And RJ just a little bit late hearing the call, getting out to the shooter.
Brown in the lane. Kicks it to Olynyk, down low on De Silva. School time, and Kelly missed the layup. Ring the bell, School was in, but Kelly wiped it off the chalkboard before he could teach De Silva. De Silva back in the lane. Kick out Houston, three, no good. Rebound KO. Outlet RJ Barrett up the far side. Barrett kicks it out to Olynyk. 9:25, fourth quarter, Toronto by 90-74, 16. Offensive foul again on Olynyk as he and Barrett play screen and roll, and Kelly going to get called again for the foul. All right, if you're the Raptors, hold tight. It's all about stops. Toronto's done a great job, Javon. Only 9 turnovers on the game, and I count probably 3 or 4 of them offensive fouls. So at least dead ball variety, but you're not turning them loose.
And you think about it, remember, they opened the game with about 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
So since then, we're talking about 3/4 of basketball with only 6 turnovers. Great job taking care of it.
Well, at the end of the first quarter, Toronto had 3 turnovers, giving Orlando 6 points. Right now, they've got 9. 6 more turnovers, but only giving up 4 points. So, stoppage in play. And we will resume with Orlando having the ball, moving front court from left to right. Black, Caldwell Pope, De Silva, Carter Jr., and Houston for the Magic. Mitchell, Brown, Pirtle, Walter, and Barrett for Toronto. Black drives, lay it up, no good. Carter with the rebound, no good. Rebound knocked out, goes to Bruce Brown. 4-on-2 Toronto. Walter, far side, kicks it out to Brown. Raptors gonna get a good one here. Mitchell drives into the lane to Pirtle, stops, turns, fires, floats it up, no good. Rebound Houston. Here comes Anthony Black, far side, left wing. 90-74 Toronto, 8:35, fourth quarter, and they've got a foul on Bruce Brown, who willingly raises his right arm, pointing his right index finger into the sky. Barnes in, Brown out. Brown with 15 off the bench on 5 of 11, 2 of 4 from distance. I love having a guy like Bruce Brown on my team.
I think he's a guy that takes accountability, right? Wasn't playing the best coming back from injury and tough to get rhythm. But you can tell he just looked in the mirror and said, I got to do it. I got to figure out a way to get myself going.
Carter lays it in off the pass from Black. 90-76, Orlando cuts it to 14. 8:20 to go. Don't think Jamal Mosley's team is going anywhere.
No.
Mitchell up top on the drive into the lane. Backs out against Banchero. Now to Barnes. Drives, and they got an offensive foul on Scotty. Man, it sure looked like Black had both feet moving. Not sure I agree with that call. Darko saying, pick him up. as Mitchell gets Black at the midcourt line. 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter, Toronto by 14. Banchero on Barnes, works far side, turns, backs down, gives him the shoulder, into the lane, fall away, jumper under duress, no good. Nice one-on-one D by Scotty. Here comes Barrett. RJ on the drive, lays it up and in.
Big drive, he gets a step on Caleb Houston and just used that little chicken wing to keep him behind him, and now it's just him in the basket. But Scotty, a good job against Paolo again, defending him, not getting lazy, fighting through screens, and not switching with RJ on the last possession, saying, listen, this is my matchup, guarding my yard, I'm going to get a stop.
We've got blood on the elbow of Anthony Black, so he will sit down. Trevelyan Queen will check in. And with 7:25 to go as we approach the top of the stretch, Toronto has a 92-76 lead. Orlando inbound far side. Caldwell Pope up top. Foul line jumper good. KCP with 17 on 7 of 9. A tidy night for the veteran. Front court. Here comes the Raptors. Barrett drive, floated up, no good, but he's fouled. Again, the quick burst to the left hand by RJ Barrett is going to yield a couple of free throws. .705 to go, fourth quarter. Raptors by 14. RJ trying to put 2 on the board. First one down for Barrett. He's got 14. Raptors have 5 players in double figures, including Olynyk with 11 and Brown with 15 off the pine. Bench points 37-8 in favor of the black-shirted Raptors. Here comes De Silva, front court, left to right. On the bounce against Barnes, into the lane. Turns, now kicks it out to Banchero. On Barrett. Banchero backs in. RJ stands him up. Floater in the lane is good by Paolo.
Tough shot. You could hear Scotty Barnes yelling for submittal. By then, Paolo had already gotten below the free throw line and really had RJ in a compromising spot.
Barnes far side, right wing. Great pass to Pirtle, who jams it down.
How about the passing?
Wow.
The ball above the head, putting enough air on it, and Pirtle rolling to the basket. Gets behind the defense. Nobody there, just him and the rim. Easy 2.
Barnes covering Banchero near side. The pass for Caldwell Pope. Out of bounds, Toronto ball. Scotty deflected it, and then Jacoby Walter. Man, Scotty Barnes, I'm so impressed with the effort defensively.
He's been everywhere. He's been locked in defensively. And, yeah, you're going to look over and you look at Paulo's numbers of 23 points and 10 rebounds. And, sure, that's a heck of a player. Remember, that's a guy that has been a Rookie of the Year and a big-time player. But Scotty's impact on the game, deflections, contesting, the impact, the influence of the game defensively has been big.
All I can say is, you know what kind of shape you got to be in to play like that?
Oh, yeah.
6:08, fourth quarter. Let's take a break. 95-80 Toronto. Top of the stretch. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
You may have heard on the news that visits to Ontario food banks are at an all-time high. To illustrate this, I have some dimes here. 1 dime represents 1 visit to a food bank. And these dimes represent visits by people you may even know. Now, here's how many more food bank visits there are every day. Alarming, isn't it? But you can help. Every dime you donate to Feed Ontario will help Feed Ontario support more than 1,200 food banks and hunger relief organizations. Please, give now at feedontariotogether.ca for the big change your pocket change can make.
There's no better way to drive home than with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Overdrive every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
6:08 to go, fourth quarter, top of the stretch. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard, Josh Lippa, courtside in the second row. Up top, the eye in the sky, Jim Taddy, alongside Warren Ward and Cameron Moore. Back at Raptor Central, Matt Cardadero and producer Owen Hall. Toronto with a 15-point lead. And Orlando, after a 37-point
first quarter,
has only scored 43 the rest of the way. .608 to go. Tyler Ford just came over with some emphatic instructions for the scorer's table. Barrett in the lane, finds Purtle, lays it up and in. Great job coming out of the timeout. Raptors go up 17. Gotta love RJ's passing. I got a number here when we get a break, and here's the break with the foul on Purtle. RJ Barrett, in terms of his assists, didn't have a game with 10 assists prior to this season in a game. He's already done it 7 times this season. That's a team high. He is now only 10 assists away from a season high. And we haven't hit February yet.
Yeah. Yep.
He just took a foul there on a driving Paolo Banchero.
So that number is, he's 12 assists away from tying his career high in total assists. We are just about.
We're in the coldest part of the winter. That's what I know.
Halfway through the season, and so it's fair to say he's gonna shatter his previous career high of the season.
You better. I hope you took the over. And we'll tell you, 2 months today, March 21st. We're talking about the first day of spring, and the Raptors will be out on the West Coast, concluding a trip coming back after playing Golden State. Banchero, second free throw, no good. Barrett up high for the rebound. Here comes Shed, front court to Olynyk. Over to Barrett, Grady Dick, Scotty Barnes also on the floor. Barrett drives, has it taken away. Back comes Banchero, drive, lay it in, near side. 97-83, 14-point Toronto lead, 5:15, clock running, fourth quarter. Olynyk to Grady, the pass, a right idea, too low, off Grady's shin, out of bounds. Dangerous time for Toronto. Javon can't let them creep back in. Banchero to Carter, to Caldwell Pope. On the drive, they leave him open. He gets it to Banchero. Steps back, 3 in the air, no good. Rebound Shed. Big stop for Toronto. Orlando has had the rebounding edge tonight, 43-35. Barnes, 3. They wipe it out, calling Olynyk on the offensive foul. And Kelly's saying to Darko, please challenge that. Black, front court to Banchero. Far side, left wing, between the arc and the hash mark. Gets it to Silva, up top, goes past him to Black. Into the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound tipped up and in by Carter. The lead down to a nervous, a twitchy 12 points if you're a Raptor fan.
4:15 to go, that's an eternity.
Barrett turns it over, gets it back, lays it in, and is fouled. RJ says not so fast. Wendell Carter Jr. with the foul as RJ pursuing the loose orange.
And he just wanted it more.
Yeah, like
At
a
that
rodent
point,
looking for food,
The
huh?
ball was loose and 50-50 ball, and he finds a way to scoop it up. Not only scoop it up, but get it up to the rim.
4:11 to go. 99-85 Toronto, timeout Orlando. We will take a break. You are listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Jan owns a home and a restaurant fusing French and Mexican cuisine. But she is fusing no more because her ovens have gone kaput. She called Alpine Credits, who sent their speedy superhero. With her business loan approved, her ovens were quickly fixed. The hero even had some of her poutine nachos. Yum! Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
We are summer. Are you ready?
It's on now. North America's largest indoor boat show. The Toronto International Boat Show. Take Go Transit to the show. Save time and money with Go Transit and Boat Show combo tickets. January 18th to 26th at the Enercare Center.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
The Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
And we're back.
I've got to say, what a thrill.
Couldn't agree more, Jeff. My blood is pumping.
Canadian Blood Services needs 450 new donors every day to keep Canada's lifeline strong.
And in the final quarter of the day, we have 55 left to... What's that?
Is that a new donor?
It's a new donor.
We're at 396. Only 54 left to go.
This is the 450 challenge. Let's get Canada's blood pumping.
Book an appointment today at blood.ca/450.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
4:11 to go, fourth quarter. Toronto in the lead. 99-85. 18,284 rocking the house right now as the Raptors are trying to get to the finish line first. Toronto ball. As Barrett will go to the lines and try and complete the old-time three-point play. RJ tonight, after a slow start with two quick fouls, makes the free throw, tied for high honors on the team with 17, he and Scotty.
He finds a way to score in bunches.
He does.
It doesn't take him long.
Banchero, front court, offensive foul, Caldwell Pope. Scotty trying to fight over the screen, takes a hit, goes down hard, and is lying flat on his back, knees bent. Probably trying to get a little extra rest. He'll feel that one tomorrow as he gets up limping on his left hip. His left hip being held, or his right hip being held, but you'll be fine once he gets the ball, right? The leather has healing powers.
That has healing, the biggest and the best.
Nobody's ever hurt on offense.
The power.
In any sport.
As soon as that orange ball gets touched to your hand.
Any sport.
It can heal a broken foot.
Guy's limping in hockey, gets the puck on his stick, all of a sudden he's good. Barrett's good in the lane, misses an easy floater. 100-85 Toronto. 3.5 to go, fourth quarter. Carter, 3 up top, no good. Rebound Barnes, double-double for Scotty. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. On the bounce against Wendell Carter Jr. Shot clock at 15. Scotty drives, backs down the big man, gets into the lane. Big boy ball, turnaround jumper short. Rebound Olynyk, and he's fouled as Kelly cleaning up the loose change. I have been impressed by the perseverance of this Toronto Raptor team through the last 3.5 quarters. It was like, oh no, we're not going out like that.
Yeah.
I know you're up 30, but no.
Not happening.
We don't play that.
And you know what it is too? They also remember the last time this team was here.
Yeah.
Right, how well they, and you always, a team that doesn't score the basketball well, you always say to yourself, yeah, I can get back in. We can get a couple stops. But the last time they were here, Orlando just shot the lights out of the basketball. So you have that in your memory bank that, no, we can't just be relaxed and play soft. So I think in this case, going down big early for the Raptors, they were able to turn that intensity on and reflect back to that memory bank and say, hey, we can't let off the pedal with this team here.
3:11 to go, timeout on the floor. 101-85 Toronto. We will keep it here as assistant coach James Wade comes to the scorer's table, trying to clarify the timeout situation. Toronto has 2 left, as does Orlando. And again, Raptors holding the turnovers down. Another game where they are under their season average, and not a good season average to have. Rather frowsy one when you look at it. The Raptors turning the ball over 16 times a game, 24th in the NBA, but over the last few games only 13. And somebody's saying out there, Jonesy, that's 3 turnovers. Hey, that's anywhere from 0 to 9 points. And when you lead in the fourth quarter, or you're trying to make a comeback, you can't give up the rock. Olynyk misses the second one. 101-85, Raptors by 16. 3:08 to go, fourth quarter. Anthony Black to Corey Joseph. Holding against Grady Dick. Corey drives, gets it to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 5. Guarded by Shed. Caldwell Pope, pull-up jumper, way off. Rebound Barnes. Outlet Barrett. 2:45 to go. Down the stretch we come. 101-85 Toronto. Barnes up top. Gets it to Grady on the curl. Shot fake, lean in, got Houston in the air. And Grady will get 2 free throws. Very cagey, crafty move by the second-year Kansas Jayhawk. Raptors have one hand on the fridge door, Javon, about to put this thing on ice. Grady, free throw, no good. Grady's kind of looking in the fridge door with it open, waiting to see when the light goes off. Does it really go off? Come on, man, make the free throws. Put this thing away. Close the door. 101-85. Banchero sits down. Queen in. Grady's second free throw good. 102-85. Grady on the night with 16. Sorry, make it 15. Joseph on the bounce. Orlando front court. They get it to Black in the lane. Goes for the dunk on Olynyk, no good. Rebound taken by Toronto. Barrett Misdirection step, lay it up and in. RJ says, hey, Taddy, how about this footwork? 104-85, the Raptors by 19. It has been a 40-point turnaround from the first quarter. Caldwell Pope, corner three, no good. Rebound Barrett. 19-8 for RJ. Grady, shot fake. Drive into the lane, lay it up and in. Close the fridge door. The butter's getting hard. The Raptors are up 106-85. Joseph on the drive into the lane. Kicks to Black. Down the baseline, lays it up and in. Timeout, Darko, 1:26 to go. I'm thinking Darko might call the timeout. Are we going to see the bench emptied, or Caldwell Pope in a serious talk right now with referee Jason Goldenberg? But the Raptors gonna come away with a win as January continues to be a good month for Toronto. Toronto doing a nice job. Another game where they outscore an opponent in the paint. Raptors going to move to 4-2 at home in this calendar year. And yes, Darko does indeed empty the bench. Ulrich Shamshi on the floor with Orlando Robinson. Jamison Battle, Garrett Temple, and A.J. Lawson. Front court, Toronto ball. Battle. Up top. Gets it to Robinson. In the lane. Pull up, jumper off balance, no good. Rebound by Shamshi, and the foul is called. So the youngster, Shamshi, who has played down with 9:05, misses his first free throw. Second one in the air is good. 107-87. Toronto by 20. Black up top. Gets it to Joseph. Back to Black. Catch and shoot three. No good. Rebound Shamshi. Ulrich will bring it front court. On the drive to Lawson. Lays it up and in. And a foul. The 9:05 connection strikes for Toronto. And what a prolific and productive 3.5 quarters for Toronto.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Lawson misses the free throw. Orlando had 37 points after the first quarter. 3 ball good by Houston. They've only scored 53 the rest of the way. 109-90. Temple front court to Lawson. In the lane, Temple floats it up, no good. Rebound, Caldwell Pope. Off to Corey Joseph. Cut off by Temple. Cross court, Trevel and Queen. Dances on the dribble, into the lane, kicks it out. Caldwell Pope, corner three is good. And he smiles at his championship teammate Bruce Brown in Denver. But that'll do it. The Toronto Raptors with a huge comeback as they defeat Orlando 109-93. Caldwell Pope really upset with the officials, and his team has to walk him away. But it's a 16-point Toronto win, 109-93, as they get Orlando here at Scotiabank Arena and move to 4-2 at home in the month of January.
And talk about a team game, Jonesy. 41 bench points for the Raptors, and you talk about that third quarter where this game, they really flipped this game on its head. You know, they shot 75% from the floor in that third quarter and just really turned it on defensively, the intensity. And, you know, this guy that we're going to get to speak with in a second, Bruce Brown, just came out, and this has been two good back-to-back games for Bruce. Great to see him play some good basketball, but you know, with him out there as a vet contributing for this team, you can see the difference.
Bruce Brown joining us. We're right here in front of you, B. They don't put us up here. This is our building.
Hey, I haven't been here ever, so you know.
Well, that's why we asked for you. We wanted to talk to you. It's our house, and we get to sit in the living room with you. Bruce, I just love the joy with which you play the basketball game, the intensity. Javon and I were talking. You came back from injury. It didn't go the way you wanted, but you just kind of kept at it. That's the philosophy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely tough, all right? Supposed to come back when we were in Miami. It swelled up again. There was some pain. It wasn't strong enough. So it was a lot of things that was going on. But I had a good group around me to keep me level-headed. So I'm happy I'm back.
And then, you know, just to touch on it, to add to that, you can see the difference in your play the last two games, and you can see how it impacts this team. But what was it like for you mentally? Because even when you came back, there was times where, you're not playing the minutes that you want. You're unable to get a rhythm. But you took accountability, looked in the mirror, and it didn't frustrate you as much. And now you got yourself going. How was that for you?
It was definitely tough, right? Especially not playing the way I wanted to play early. Not having the strength, being scared to jump. I'm finally trusting it a little more. I'm not 100%, but I'm trusting it a little more. But, I mean, I'm getting there. So.
Bruce, tonight, you guys go down like 20 points. And it was like collectively you went to the bench and said, oh, hell no, this is not like this tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the starters need us to pick them up a little bit. When they started a little slow, I went to Jamal. I said, you know what we got to do? So once we get in the game, me, CB, Jamal, we got to bring energy.
You won a championship before, right? This is a little different situation where a team's developing, a team's growing. When losses are mounting in the locker room, how do guys stay positive, and what's the mindset there?
Listen, I've been here before. My second year in the league in Detroit, we weren't doing too well. They traded all the big-time guys, bought everybody out. So, I mean, I've been in this situation before. We just got to stay positive. That's the biggest thing. No, there's going to be off nights, right? We have some talent. They need to grow into their roles and learn how to play. The game's a little fast for them, but they're figuring it out.
Bruce, we love having you here in Toronto. There's a lot of talk and conjecture around you staying here. If I got a vote, you're staying here, man.
Make sure that new cue, that new TaylorMade, make sure it's good.
I'll tell you if I hit it straight.
All right.
Bruce Brown, noted and avid golfer, and you know the way he plays basketball? I haven't played with him yet, but I hear he plays golf the same way. It's all intense, and it's all out all the time. The Raptors get the win. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward on the postgame. Thank you for listening. 109-93 is the final. Toronto defeats Orlando. This has been Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network. Good night from the floor of Scotiabank Arena.
From the biggest stadiums.
On Internet 904. 7:30 p.m. Brooklyn Nets take on the New York Knicks. Nets on Sirius, Knicks on channels 86 Internet 882, Knicks on Internet 899. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors take on the Orlando Magic. Raptors on Sirius, Knicks on channels 167 Internet 907, Magic on Internet 901. 10 p.m. Denver Nuggets take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Nuggets on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 887, 76ers on Internet 902. 10:30 p.m., LA Lakers take on the Washington Wizards. Lakers on Sirius 139, XM 214 and Internet 893, Wizards on Internet 909. In the NHL, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Ottawa Senators. Rangers on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 938, Senators on Internet 939. 7 p.m., Montreal Canadiens face the Tampa Bay Lightning. Canadiens on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 934, Lightning on Internet 945. 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Detroit Red Wings. Flyers on Sirius 209, XM 220 and Internet 940, Red Wings on Internet 929. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the San Jose Sharks. Predators on Sirius 210, XM 221 and Internet 935, Sharks on Internet 942. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Stars on Sirius 211, XM 222 and Internet 928, Canes on Internet 924. 9 p.m., Edmonton Oilers face the Washington Capitals. Oilers on XM 223, Internet 930, Capitals on Internet 950. 10 p.m. Vancouver Canucks take on the Buffalo Sabres. Canucks on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 948, Sabres on Internet 922. 10 p.m. Anaheim Ducks face the Florida Panthers. Ducks on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 920, Panthers on Internet 931. In tennis action, starting at 7 p.m., catch full coverage of the Australian Open on XM 391, Internet 981. In Champions League, at 3 p.m., Atletico Madrid takes on Bayern Leverkusen on Sirius XM and Internet channels 157. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Tuesday, January the 21st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7:30 p.m., Miami Heat take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Heat on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 895, Blazers on Internet 904. 7:30 p.m., Brooklyn Nets take on the New York Knicks. Nets on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 882, Knicks on Internet 899. 7:30 p.m., Toronto Raptors take on the Orlando Magic. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 907, Magic on Internet 901. 10 p.m., Denver Nuggets take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Nuggets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 887, 76ers on Internet 902. 10:30 p.m., LA Lakers take on the Washington Wizards. Lakers on Sirius 139, XM 214 and Internet 893, Wizards on Internet 909. In the NHL, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Ottawa Senators. Rangers on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 938, Senators on Internet 939. 7 p.m., Montreal Canadiens face the Tampa Bay Lightning. Canadiens on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 934, Lightning on Internet 945. 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Detroit Red Wings. Flyers on Sirius 209, XM 220 and Internet 940, Red Wings on Internet 929. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the San Jose Sharks. Predators on Sirius 210, XM 221 and Internet 935, Sharks on Internet 942. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Stars on Sirius 211, XM 222 and Internet 928, Canes on Internet 924. 9 p.m., Edmonton Oilers face the Washington Capitals. Oilers on XM 223, Internet 930, Capitals on Internet 950.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. You know, Novak Djokovic has become only the third person to hold all 4 Grand Slam tennis titles at one time. 2 players have completed that feat in a calendar year. Only one has done it twice. His name, Rod Laver. In 1962, he competed as an amateur and became the first player since Don Budge in 1938 to complete the calendar slam. His hardest test came on clay, winning 3 straight 5-setters en route to the French Open title. In all, there were 22 wins for Laver in 1962. Now, until 1968, pros were not allowed to play in Grand Slam tournaments. When that rule was changed, the Open era began. This, of course, meant Laver was banned from the majors for 5 years of his career. But once the doors opened for professionals, he burst onto the Grand Slam scene. He won the first Wimbledon of the Open era in 1968, defeating top-ranked amateur Arthur Ashe in the semifinal in straight sets, then went on to win the final. Laver would win a total of 11 Grand Slams as both a pro and an amateur at this time, despite being banned from Grand Slam play for 5 of his best years. He won 6 doubles Grand Slams, 3 mixed doubles titles, and he also led his Australian team to 5 Davis Cup victories. One of the best, an icon in Rod Laver. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Tuesday, January the 21st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 7 p.m., Alabama faces Vanderbilt. Alabama on Sirius 106 XM 190 and Internet 960. Vanderbilt on XM 380, Internet 970. 7 p.m., Cincinnati faces Texas Tech. Cincinnati on XM 382, Internet 972. Texas Tech on XM 381, Internet 971. 7 p.m., Tennessee faces Mississippi State. Tennessee on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Mississippi State on Sirius 119 XM 191 and Internet 961. 7 p.m., UConn faces Butler. UConn on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. Butler on XM 384, Internet 974. 7 p.m., Virginia faces Boston College. Virginia on XM and Internet 371. Boston College on XM 383, Internet 973. 7:30 p.m., Purdue faces Ohio State. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 85. Ohio State on XM and Internet 372. 8 p.m., Houston faces Utah. Houston on Sirius 160 XM 198 and Internet 952. Utah on Internet 984. 8 p.m., Iowa State faces UCF on Sirius 132 XM 200 and Internet 954. 8 p.m., Seton Hall takes on Marquette. Seton Hall on XM 388, Internet 978. Marquette on Sirius 162, XM 201, and Internet 963. 9 p.m., DePaul faces Creighton. DePaul on XM 385, Internet 975. Creighton on XM 384, Internet 974. 9 p.m., Iowa takes on Minnesota. Iowa on XM 387, Internet 977. Minnesota on XM 386, Internet 976. 9 p.m., Oklahoma State faces Arizona on XM 380, Internet 970. 9 p.m., SMU faces Louisville on XM and Internet 371. 9 p.m., Texas faces Missouri. Texas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Missouri on XM 389, Internet 979. 9 p.m., Wake Forest faces North Carolina. Wake Forest on XM 383, Internet 973. North Carolina on XM 382, Internet 972. 9 p.m., West Virginia faces Arizona State. West Virginia on Sirius 161 XM 199 and Internet 953. Arizona State on XM 390, Internet 980. 9:30 p.m., UCLA faces Wisconsin on Sirius XM and Internet channels 85. 11 p.m., Colorado faces BYU. Colorado on XM 390, Internet 980. BYU on Sirius XM and Internet channels 143. 11 p.m., Oregon faces Washington. Oregon on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. Washington on XM 392, Internet 982. 11 p.m., UNLV faces Wyoming. UNLV on XM 381, Internet 971. Wyoming on XM 380, Internet 970. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Tuesday, January the 21st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 7 p.m., Alabama faces Vanderbilt. Alabama on Sirius 106 XM 190 and Internet 960. Vanderbilt on XM 380, Internet 970. 7 p.m., Cincinnati faces Texas Tech. Cincinnati on XM 382, Internet 972. Texas Tech on XM 381, Internet 971. 7 p.m., Tennessee faces Mississippi State. Tennessee on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Mississippi State on Sirius 119 XM 191 and Internet 961. 7 p.m., UConn faces Butler. UConn on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. Butler on XM 384, Internet 974. 7 p.m., Virginia faces Boston College. Virginia on XM and Internet 371. Boston College on XM 383, Internet 973. 7:30 p.m., Purdue faces Ohio State. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 85. Ohio State on XM and Internet 372. 8 p.m., Houston faces Utah. Houston on Sirius 160 XM 198 and Internet 952. Utah on Internet 984.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. May 15th, 1973. July 15th, 1973. September 28th, 1974. June 1st, 1975. September 26th, 1981. June 11th, 1990, and May 1st, 1991. All these dates have one thing in common. Nolan Ryan. Taken by the New York Mets in the 12th round of the 1965 amateur draft, the Texas native made his major league debut a year later and was a member of the 1969 Miracle Mets. But his path to fame came with the California Angels, whom acquired Nolan in time for the 1972 season. He was an all-star that first summer in Anaheim, recording 19 wins. The next season, Ryan earned 21 wins and recorded the first 2 no-hitters of his stellar career, blanking the Royals and then the Tigers. In 1974, Ryan racked up 22 wins, a career high, and also his third no-hitter, this time shutting down the Twins. Both of those years, he finished in the top 3 for the Cy Young Award as top pitcher, an award he never won. Ryan's fourth no-hitter came in a 1-0 win over the Orioles in 1975. The Ryan Express had to wait 6 years before his next no-no, getting it in a Houston Astros uniform against the LA Dodgers. By 1989, Ryan was a Texas Ranger and became the first player in Major League Baseball history to play for all 4 original expansion teams. The following season, he pitched his 6th no-hitter, this time against the Oakland A's. But he had one more no-hitter up his sleeve against the Toronto Blue Jays on May 1st, 1991. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM, Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Tuesday, January the 21st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7:30 p.m., Miami Heat take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Heat on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 895. Blazers on Internet 904. 7:30 p.m., Brooklyn Nets take on the New York Knicks. Nets on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 882. Knicks on Internet 899. 7:30 p.m., Toronto Raptors take on the Orlando Magic. Raptors on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 907. Magic on Internet 901. 10 p.m., Denver Nuggets take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Nuggets on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 887. 76ers on Internet 902. 10:30 p.m., LA Lakers take on the Washington Wizards. Lakers on Sirius 139 XM 214 and Internet 893. Wizards on Internet 909. In the NHL, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Ottawa Senators. Rangers on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 938. Senators on Internet 939. 7 p.m., Montreal Canadiens face the Tampa Bay Lightning. Canadiens on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 934. Lightning on Internet 945. 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Detroit Red Wings. Flyers on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 940. Red Wings on Internet 929. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the San Jose Sharks. Predators on Sirius